behind the scenes with future country rock blues kings and queens. Discover them first with Palm Bash TV. Palm Bash TV.
Well, hello there. It's Palm Bash TV time again. Thank you so much for joining us. We have a great interview coming up for you shortly. But before we begin, as always, click that subscribe button and the bell if you haven't yet, and you're always going to be notified of any new episodes coming your way. And leave a comment on the comment section if you like. We'd love to hear from you there. And look on the description because we'll have contact info there, and contact info will also be at the closing credits at the end of this episode, so I hope you'll stay tuned for that. From Riverside, California today, we have Benjiphonik, and he's a very talented artist, obviously. And I think you're really going to love him, and we'll get to that in a second. But first, here's a quick word from The Caden Gordon Show. So don't go away. We'll be right back right after this.
The Caden Gordon Show. Today's best country mix is a 2-hour show playing independent and mainstream country music you know and love. Be sure to check it out at thecadengordonshow.com for more information on the show.
Okay, we're back, and with us from Riverside, California, we have Benjiphonik with us today. Thanks for joining us, Benji.
Hey, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, no problem. We're glad to have you here. So tell us a little bit about how it began for you. I mean, I'm sure you always wanted to be an artist since you were a kid. Maybe it's much deeper than that. But anyway, tell us in your own words. We'd love to hear your story.
The quick synopsis is it was when I was a kid. I was in high school, and I got my first guitar when I was fairly old to start, which was like a junior, senior in high school. And I wanted to play rock and heavy metal at the time. And I did. And for 15 years, I played in a group called Conspiracy of Thought, and I toured around the country in that band. And then I did a project after that called Songhammer, and we made music for Blizzard Entertainment. So we did music for World of Warcraft and StarCraft and Overwatch, and we were performing original rock songs and pop songs and some hip hop and we did that at conventions like BlizzCon or Gamescom in Germany or San Diego Comic-Con. And then after that, I decided I've done everything. What haven't I done? I haven't focused on like a more hip hop project. And which was always part of my sonic DNA. When I was growing up, the Beastie Boys and Run DMC and LL Cool J were all these like cool groups that were happening in the late 80s. And that was part of my sonic furniture. And so I had never devoted time to writing in that style, although it was always kind of under the surface. And so that's where Benjiphonik was born, and then it branched out. And I also do rock songs for movies and television. I work for a video game company doing scoring, so I'm all over the place.
Oh, okay. Well, that's quite a story, and I'm glad that you do so much more. Like you said, you do music for movies and stuff, and I heard you mention a couple good ones there. I think you said Beastie Boys and LL Cool J and everything. Did you say they were your influences, and did you have any others?
Yeah, oh, tons. I am the type of person who loves a really eclectic mix of music. And so, I love bands like Metallica, I love bands like System of a Down, that are metal and rock and, on the edge. But I am a huge fan of like a current group that's a duo that I really love is Run the Jewels. Killer Mike, half of Run the Jewels is he just won a bunch of Grammys for a solo album. And so I like a lot of older music, but I also like some newer stuff that's coming out. So, and it's all over the place, and I'm not afraid of pop music. I'm not afraid of, I've even done some country music in the last few years. I scored a movie called The Whittler, which isn't out yet, but they hired me to not only score the movie, but to do a cover of the song called God's Gonna Cut You Down. Johnny Cash did a cover of it. there's been hundreds of covers. The song was originally written in the 1930s, 1936. And so, but it was my first foray into country music, and it turned out really good. And so I've done more since then. So I'm all over the place.
Okay, well, that's good that you're in so much different genres. As a matter of fact, this show is all about different genres. There's
Awesome.
a genre we don't do here, so well, tell everybody they may want to get. We're going to watch this video in a minute, and they may want to get more stuff from you. Is it all streaming platforms? Do you have any on social media? Do you have an official site? I mean, tell everybody all about that.
Yeah, so my name is Benjiphonik. It's Benjiphonik, and that is everywhere. If you do like at Benjiphonik, or if it's a / Benjiphonik, I'm on Instagram as Benjiphonik. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter /X. I'm on TikTok. It's everywhere. So, and also benjiphonik.com. You'll see a bunch of music videos. You'll see information. All of the streaming sites. I think it's 78 streaming sites or something like that carry Benjiphonik. So anything from iHeartRadio to iTunes to Apple Music to Spotify, you're going to find Benjiphonik. It's Benjiphonik. It's everywhere.
All right. Well, check out your favorite streaming and social media site. You can check them out at benjiphonik.com, and I know he would love you for that. And I think the name of the song we're going to be doing here is called "Ain't Nothing Wrong." And
right. That's my recent single.
Yeah, and it's a really good song too. Is there a story behind this song you want to tell everybody about?
Yeah, absolutely. So again, I talked about this project as Benjiphonik started with a love of early hip hop and wanting to kind of emulate some of that early influence in my musical life. And this song I wrote specifically because I was wanting the EP that it comes off of is called We Stole Hip Hop, and it's just about how hip hop has changed and morphed over the world, and also I'm terrible rapper. I'm not that great, but I love hip hop, and I'm just this white dude trying to emulate some things that I really love. But the culture all begins, particularly all modern music begins with the blues. Just we're talking like literally post Civil War, the 1870s. You have all of these freed African Americans that are now considered Americans. They start this art form in music called the blues, and that is where all modern music starts. Jazz comes out of it. You have rhythm and blues and rock and roll come out of it. You have later on R&B and hip hop and things like that spawn out of it. But all of these things start in this one place, and so I wanted to basically give a tribute to those early players, the Robert Johnsons, the Sun Houses, the Ike Zimmerman, those guys who really began crafting the music that we would all build a foundation on.
Well, like I said, I love this song, and I know everybody out there watching this, I know you're in love with it too, and we'll get to that in just a second. But before we get into that, thank you so much, Benjiphonik, for being on the show today. If you ever want to have a new song you want to plug, come back on the show sometime. Maybe we'll help you do that.
Awesome. I absolutely will.
Okay. Well, here it is, Ain't Nothing Wrong by Benjiphonik, and it begins right now.
Yeah, I like that level. Yeah, alright, let's go. It's a story that was started and it's way down south, where the Mississippi River starts to open its mouth. A story that was seasoned from the pain of the plow, cut so hard and deep that we're still feeling it now. If you ain't got nothing, then there's nothing to lose. You take that empty feeling and you call it the blues, with songs about crossroads and selling you soul that would give birth to hip-hop and rock and roll. Ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of gospel in the song. Ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with spin rhymes. Ain't nothing wrong with spin rhymes. The lights are bright in the get down zone tonight. Get down zone tonight. Yeah, bring it up, bring it up. It's time to take you out to school. A life inside the Delta brought the rhythm and blues. You can feel that funky rhythm from your head to your shoes. One part gospel, the other part soul, and a boom bap beat, and it never gets old. You wouldn't have jazz if there wasn't the blues. You wouldn't have country or rock to choose.